So my man Jasper is checking out the yearbook from the previous graduating class, 2016, and he's perusing the senior portraits. He's taking a look at the senior squares, which are a little bit of real estate where you can create a visual representation of how you want to be remembered. So if you think about it, people are going to be looking back, reminiscing 5, 10, maybe 50 years from now at these very pages. What are you going to do to create something compelling and beautiful? And if we stop and pause for a moment, Camille is a great kid. This, however, it's nifty. He wanted to represent a little bit of Brooklyn, Polska, and this visual. I think, however, we can come up with something more sophisticated. And you guys are a little bit lucky because the other students who are not graphic designers, they're maybe taking, photocopies of photos. They're pasting them on paper and then they're having them scanned. What we're going to do is use high-res images and really cool composition techniques to produce something amazing. So if we jump into Photoshop, we know that this is what Miss Dawkins gave you, right? I would recommend you be creative. You think about what would look compelling, and you're going to have a 12 centimeter by 12 centimeter canvas to work with. Something to think about. You do not have to do this, but personally, I think parody is funny. So here we have an example of a print ad for Chanel perfume, whatever. And I was inspired and I created something similar. And we know that parody is when when you're sort of like inspired by a visual and you recreate it, but you exaggerate certain features for maybe comic effect. And here we have another example. Um, Now this has a few examples of blending modes. We're not doing that yet. I'm going to teach you that later on this semester, but here's what your canvas is going to look like. Quick review if you had an opportunity to check out the layer styles video yesterday. We know that if you select the text layer and then we click on layer and then we click on layer style, we've got a number of options. Let's say, for example, we'll do stroke. Um, that size is a little bit too much, and let's choose a different color so there's some contrast. That looks pretty cool. We can adjust, of course, the size. Maybe that appeals to you. If we want to do something else, we could cancel it and then go back to layer style. Alternatively, we can unclick stroke. I'm going to select maybe gradient overlay, and we've got a few different options that we can choose from. That looks pretty cool. If we did not want that, if we wanted something else, maybe we want an outer glow. All right, I'm going to click on outer glow, and you're not going to see anything. And here's why. I'll select this New York City Lab Green. We do not see the outer glow. What we need to do is we need to change the blend mode from screen to normal. And now all of a sudden we can see it. I'm going to increase the spread, the size, and I'm going to also boost up the opacity. There we go. So maybe the opacity is right there. You're going to think about what kind of layer styles you want to include. Personally, I recommend less is more. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to see what you're going to produce today. Save it as a PSD in case we have an opportunity to work on this project tomorrow. Good luck.